Good afternoon, everybody. How is everyone feeling today? Welcome to webinar series. My name is Greg Soteropoulos, and thank you all for joining us. For those of you who are joining us again, it's good to have you back. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, welcome. I hope you enjoy it. I hope that by the end of this webinar, you will be able to take at least one thing away with you from our experience, from our interaction, from this professional development, and implement it into your classroom. Now, before we get started, could everyone please just type, tell me if you can hear me, tell me where you're from. This way I can get a feel of my audience, where they're tuning in from. We have Ukraine, Estonia, Ukraine, excellent, Bulgaria, Ukraine, Budapest, Serbia. Hey, hi. Ukraine, Serbia, Ukraine, wonderful. Azerbaijan, Serbia, Spain, hello, United Kingdom, Estonia, Moscow, Ukraine. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being here today. How are you feeling? How's everyone feeling today? Just throw it out there. Give me one word of how you're feeling. I'm hot. I'm very hot. It's very hot today. How are you feeling? Fine, very good, great, happy, tired, great. Moody, yes, me too. I agree. Super. Thumbs up, smiley faces. Fine, great. Come on. Let me ask you another question. During these months of quarantine, during these months of online learning, we have been tested. We have been tested not only academically and our know-how, but we have been tested emotionally under a lot of stress. We are fine, tiring, great, good. We are great. Okay, fantastic. I love the positivity. I love the energy. This is what we need to give to our students. And in doing so, in this presentation, we are going to explore some games, some jollification, to bring some happiness, some laughter into our lessons, whether it's online or face-to-face. Some of us are going back to school already. These are games that we can use anytime, anywhere, and they are simple. Okay, you don't need a bunch of technology to do them. I want to keep things simple. I want to keep things real. Okay, so stretch out your fingers because I have a test to give you. The first is this. You are going to see the next slide. And I want you to type in the question box, hello from Morocco, hi. I want you to type in the question box, what does this say? Are you ready? Wait a minute. Go ahead, take a look at it, use your critical thinking skills, type it in the box. It is really hot today, holy cow. What does this say? What has Greg done? He has started very, very differently this webinar. Look at word for word. Some of you got it. Some of you missed a word. Be very careful. I want you to focus on each word. Look at the spacing. Good. Okay, you got it. You can't see the slide. Check your settings for your computer. All right, if you cannot see the slide, if you cannot hear me clearly, check your audio and visual settings. Okay, guys? Wonderful. Excellent job. Intelligence, right here, where is it? Intelligence is the ability to adapt to change. Stephen Hawking. Okay, so with jollification, give them something like this at the very beginning of your lesson. Throw them off course. Surprise them. What can this do for your students? You tell me. Right in the question box. Let me see. How many are we right now at the beginning? Oh my goodness, we're reaching 200 people. Come on, guys. Write in that question box. What does this do? What did this just do for you during this webinar? I want you to think, catch their interest, curiosity, keeping them engaged. Yes. What else? Come on. Come on, guys, think about it. Think about how you just felt in that moment where I asked you to do this. Spy skills. I like that very much. Spy skills. Ooh. Spy skills. Wait a minute. Mental note. Spy skills. Very nice. Challenge them a bit. Shock them. Interaction. Intrigue them. Challenge. Motivation to study. Get interested. Thinking out of the box. Cater for individual needs. To interact with them. Yes, exactly. So this was not in the other Jollification I did last month, because I want to continuously think about topics and how we can find new ways, simple ways to attract our students' attention. Okay, guys? All right. So, reflection time. Why are games important? Why are games important to start a lesson? Why are games important to interject them during a lesson? Why are games important to close a lesson? Huh? What do games do for our students? We have to think about this and really analyze this, because we must use more. Online teaching is very, very difficult, much more difficult than face-to-face. Why? Because we don't have that face-to-face, that interaction with students physically, right? In their proximity to come and to socialize with them. Here, I feel somewhat like a stranger sometimes with you guys. And our students feel like that too. So yes, to keep them sharp, to get the students involved. Guys, if you cannot hear me, check your settings, your audio settings on your laptop. Okay, Camelia? All right. Yes, they're fun. Games. Encourage students to think differently. Let students develop new skills. Encourage the soft skill of collaboration, teamwork, to work together, not to be bored, absolutely. To encourage their competitive nature. And it's so important to have our students compete friendly, to have like friendly competition, I guess you can say, when learning English through games, because what this does is, this may jumpstart, wake up our lower performing students. It may set the bar a little bit higher for our students. And this is very, very important. Okay. Involve students into the process of studying and make our lessons more interesting, more exciting for them. Okay. This is what games are going to do. And we're going to see this now. We're going to jump right into it. But before we do, we must think about instructions. I apologize for doing this, but the air conditioner does not work. And oh my goodness, it changes everything when the air conditioner doesn't work. But see, these are things we have to consider. When students are learning, when teachers are teaching, it's about feeling comfortable in your environment. So if it's very cold or very, very hot, we get a little bit uncomfortable in interacting because we start to sweat, right? We start to get subconscious, like, okay, can they see the sweat dripping down my head or down my forehead? I know this is kind of funny, but we go through this sometimes, right? So before we get into games, we must keep in mind instructions. Instructions, directions, rubrics. When we give instructions face-to-face, yes, okay, we have the time to elaborate, to have them ask questions regarding their understanding and comprehension on the instructions. But when we're dealing with online teaching, quarantine teaching, you have to give concise, to-the-point instructions, okay, using keywords. But we as teachers, we make two mistakes. The first mistake that we make is sometimes we don't give enough instruction. We leave some key points out that are really crucial to their understanding. And on the other spectrum, what we sometimes do is we give certain instructions that are not needed. They're extra instructions that may confuse our students. So let's take a look at this real quick. This family is going to play a game, and the father is going to give instructions. He says, it's a game to work on trusting others. So he is preparing the topic, right? The lesson of this game is to what? Trust each other. Who is the person who is going to be the guinea pig of the game? His youngest son. Put your hands on your shoulders. You're going to close your eyes tight, okay? But you see, the child went to put his hands over his eyes. And on the count of 3, you're going to let go, okay? Now, fellow educators, when we say to someone, let go, what does that mean? It means that they are holding on to something, they have something, and then they're going to let it go. That's basically what that means, if you take it literally. So maybe he used the wrong phrase right there. I don't know. It's food for thought for you guys to think about. You're going to trust us. He's not asking, do you trust us? He's being formal authority, that type of teacher right now, that teaching style. You are going to trust us. That's it. Team, let's get into position. Now, you can write to me, of course. You can write anything you want in the question box, guys. Okay, questions, comments, concerns, you can write it in the question box. So even if you want to, if you're really confident, you can even jump. Jump? Jump how? Jump where? So maybe that was a mistake too. Bend your legs, all right? 1, 2, 3. OMG. What do you think is going to happen to the father by the mother right now? Yes. He said too much. He said some things. Yes, it was predictable because it looked as if the student, the child, was going to go forward. But because of the lack of instruction, this mistake was made. Okay, definitely, definitely, yes, Diana. He has lost his son's trust. Okay, it was a mistake, but some mistakes are costly, guys, because by making that mistake in giving the wrong instruction or leaving something out, that student is going to take the next 10 minutes and go in a totally different direction with what you have given the class to do. Okay, so be fair. All right, here we go. It's time. Let's do this. Now we're going to go through a whole bunch of games, so be ready. Be ready to interact. The first game is, dun, 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 read my lips. Now, with this game, you can use vocabulary. You can use grammar. You can use anything that you feel will work during this particular game. Read my lips. I'm going to say something, and you have to tell me what I said. Are you ready? I'll say it one more time. I want all of you to type it in the question box. Let me see, let me see. Come on, type, 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 type. I'll do it one more time. I love Facebook. No. Look at how many people love me. Oh my goodness. Thank you. I love you too. But unfortunately, that's not what I said. I said, I love juice. I love juice. But thank you very much for showing me the love. Okay, so this is a super game to use with your students to read your lips on vocabulary, grammar, grammar tenses, keeps them engaged, and make it fun. Make it interesting, okay? Read my lips. Next game, write the story. I absolutely love writing. I love journal writing. I love expressing my thoughts, my feelings, my ideas in journals. And so this game does somewhat the same by having our students use critical thinking, creativity, and just being super duper creative as a team. What we do is we give them an introductory sentence. The kiss reminded him of a video that he once saw during English class while the teacher was explaining the first conditional. So, depending on the level of your students, early primary, middle primary, adults, teenagers, you give them the appropriate lead-in sentence. Whether at class, whether online, you break them up into mini groups, mini teams on your platform. In school, if you have the distance, pair them up and have them write, each student on the team, have them write a sentence to continue this story. They choose a student to be the representative, and when everyone is finished, that representative will tell the story to the rest of the class. Okay. Now, how do you make this fun? What am I doing right now? Since I started the webinar, I've changed my intonation. I am an actor. This is a huge role that we play, especially with online learning, because your students are sitting there looking at you in a box. What can you do in a box? You know, you can't get out of this box, but yet this is your stage. So you change and you act it out and you make them feel good, okay, when doing this. All right. The next one, third game, the name game. So here, ladies and gentlemen, in the name game, the teacher picks 1, 2, or 3 categories, depending on the age of the students. It can be countries, actors, actresses, singers, animals, brands. And what you do is you give them a category and you say, I want you to think of a name of something in this category. And to make it more challenging, you can have it beginning with a letter that you choose. So, everyone put on their thinking caps. And I am going to give you 2 categories that you have to think of a name for each category. You may use the letter B. B as in boy. Now, it is going to be an animal or an actor, actress. The B can be either in the first or last name of the actor or the actress. The letter B. Here we go. Bat, bear, Brad Pitt. Of course, everyone picks Brad Pitt first. Bear, Billy Idol, bat, Bruce Lee, Beyonce, bear, 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 Brandon Lee, bear, bear. We love bears. Beaver, bat, bee, Bruce Willis, bat, bear, Bronson, bear, bird, bull, Bruce Lee, Britney Spears, good. Beyonce, Ben Barnes, Billy Idol, beaver. Everyone loves beavers. Bull, bat, Brad Pitt, bug. You guys are good. Come on, keep going. Come on, we're 200 plus in here. Brando, respect. Beatrice, B, Billy, Eilish, very nice. You know your students well. Bull, Marlon Brando, B, Bruce Willis, Brad Pitt, Bumblebee. Very good. Good job, guys. Round of applause for everyone. Very well. Job well done. Let's jump into the next one. Okay. 20 questions. Now, 22 questions is an amazing game for students because it has them review asking questions, especially in primary. Is it a, does it, okay, can it, etc. And the first instruction is to think of an object. So the teacher thinks of an object. Baboon. Very good. Sorry. Backstreet Boys. Sorry, I'm just going back to the other game because those were good answers that you just gave me now. Then choose a student. You're going to be the students to ask me yes or no questions. Full questions. You are going to type full questions, okay? No short little questions. Have the students continue asking these type of questions. At any time, you can guess an answer. Okay. Whoever guesses the answer wins, and in class, they get to choose the next word. But there's a mistake here in these instructions. It's the very first thing I asked. First, think of an object. Is that the correct word to use, object? What word should I replace for the word object? Because the word thank you, there we go. Ludmila, is that right? Did I pronounce that right? I hope I did. Ludmila. A noun, very good. Camellia, a noun, very good. Person, place, thing, idea, okay. Animal, okay. We change object and we use the word noun. If I mispronounce your name, I do apologize, okay. First, think of a noun. So I'm putting my thinking cap on, and I am thinking of a word. Wait a minute. Got it. Okay, start asking. Thank you. Is it an animal? Yes. That's it. Okay. Is it a wild animal? Yes. Does it fly? No. Do you use it in a game? No. Is it big? Yes. Does it have fur? Yes. Does it live in the jungle? Yes. Does it live in water? No. Is it a wild animal? Yes. Is it big? Yes. Oh, where's that? Is it orange? No. Bear? Nope, sorry. Try again. Does it live in the south? I don't know. Can it jump? No. Is it a lion? Is it a lion? Lion. Yes. Good job. It is a lion. Excellent. Very, very good. So, do you see how I did this? You can't be the teacher and say, lion? No. Is it big? Yes. Does it fly? No. Is it? No. Does it? Yes. You can't do it like that monotone. You are the game show host. Okay. You have to get them excited to play. And it's hard online. I know. But you got to try, because live, it's different. You walk around class, you engage them differently with your non-verbal body language. Okay, it's totally different. Okay, guys. So, next one. Have you ever? But before I jump into this game, I'd like to ask you all a question. We have been together for about 10 minutes plus, and I'm wondering how many of you, let me see, 220 people who are engaged with me right now, interacting with me right now, can write down in the question box the two things that I showed you from the moment I started talking till right now. Can you write down the two things that I showed you? And I will be generous and help you with this and give you a hint that they were food. Both. Sarah got it. Sarah, good job. I want you to name both things that I showed you. How many of you were paying attention? My fellow students? Huh? No, it's not the game. I showed you something live. I showed it to you here. I showed you the orange, and then I showed you an egg. This I was doing all the time. Food. So, good job. I did show you a drink. Okay, truth be told, yes, I did. Usually I do it with just fruit. Okay. Okay, you couldn't connect from the very beginning. All right, I accept that. Okay, I'll be fair. This is a great little side game to do with your students. Okay, have 3 fruits in front of you, and as you're teaching, don't stop, just keep talking. Hold up a fruit for 5 seconds and put it down. 5 minutes later, hold something else up, keep talking, keep teaching. 5 minutes later, show another one. And then ask them 2 minutes later, okay, how many of you can tell me the 3 fruits that I showed? Yes, training their memory, involvement, it's keeping them excited, because once they see this, they're going to say, ooh, and then you tell them, every couple of days, I'm going to do this to you guys. And let's see how many of you can really understand, can really focus and find the answer. Okay, guys? All right. This game, have you ever, you ask questions to your students, have you ever broken a bone? My fellow educators, my friends, have you ever broken a bone before? I have. Have you ever broken a bone? Let me hear your answers. Yes, no, no, yes, okay. So what we do here is we play the train questions, okay, or question train. What bone did you break? Where did you break it? What part of your body did you break? How did you break it? Did it hurt? Was it painful? Did you go to the hospital? Did you go to the doctor? Did you have to put a cast? Okay, you're very lucky if you never had such an accident. But you see, here, we're able to build on this game. Okay, have you ever met someone famous? Yes, no, yes, no. Then who was it? Who was it that you met? Where did you meet them? How did you meet them? The WH questions, okay, with how also. All right, guys. Have you ever gotten a tattoo? Someone just says, have you ever baked an apple cake? Very good. Okay, so someone just asked me, can you show us some games for higher levels too, like C1? It looks as if games were only meant for lower levels. Let me ask you a question. How can you, I want you to take the framework of what I'm showing you, and I want you to customize it based on the level of your students. The writing game. For C1, that writing game, you are going to use complex grammar, complex vocabulary, and you're going to expect a different performance from your C1 class, Giuseppa. Okay, right? You'll see throughout this webinar, you will be able to fine-tune it. Okay, excellent. Have you ever been on TV? Why were you on TV? Okay. Have you ever eaten food that fell on the floor? I have to admit, when you play this game with your students, you also tell them your experiences. Okay. Have you ever ridden in a limousine? Have you ever fired a gun? Again, this is for adults. You make it as much as you feel comfortable with your students to make it appropriate for their age level. Have you ever burped in public? Yeah. Have you ever swam with dolphins? Okay, so you get the point. You understand how it works. Okay, next. Scavenger hunt. The hunt is on. Yes, absolutely. It triggers higher order thinking. And with higher order thinking, that's something I'm going to be delivering in July. There's some really awesome activities to really stimulate higher order thinking with English that we're going to talk about. The hunt is on, scavenger hunt. Okay. With scavenger hunt, each lesson, each unit, each module from our course books have a certain theme. One theme is the house, household items, things to do around the house. So you choose the theme that you're talking about, and students need to find something regarding, in this particular example, a household item. Okay. Give the students a goal time limit to find their item and return to show it to the class. 10, 15 seconds would be enough. Here are some examples of household items that I want to show you. A stuffed animal, a TV remote, keys, a piece of fruit. Make it more challenging, beginning with the letter, pick a letter. A fork, a spoon. No, do not ask them to bring knives. Very dangerous, please. Something red, something blue, something yellow. Pick a color. Something fluffy, a Band-Aid. Something squishy, a pair of glasses. Envelope, 2 socks that match. So, ladies and gentlemen, 15 seconds. If you're too lazy to get up, you're probably just going to think of something, but that's okay. I'm going to give you the honor system. Yes, this is like Gold Quest. There are many different titles that you can give to your games. I want you as the teacher to use your creativity and to change it, because if they really like this game, you want to play it again. But if you use the same title, they're going to say, oh man, this again. So you say, the hunt is on. You are in your jungle. We have to look around the jungle for household items. So put on your thinking cap and go around and find Scavenger Hunt, the Gold Quest. You change the titles to your games, okay? I like that one very much. So I want you quickly, go find something squishy. Something squishy. Do you have this? Do you have this, or are you just making this up? A sponge, a pillow, a plush panda, a pillow, treasure hunter. Squishy. A mirror, squishy, 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 squishy. A toy, snowman. It's it's right next to me. Ah, the plush panda. Oh, okay. No, not the panda. An old banana. A blanket. A nerf ball. A witch. A cushion. My baby. A dog. A sponge. A rubber duckling. A toy. my husband's belly. Ah, I'm not going to say her name. Slime. A duck. Your mother-in-law. Oh, a big ball, my boyfriend. Okay, let's go to the next game. Next game. You guys are great today. I love it. This is great. I would use this at the beginning of a lesson. This can work with little kids. This works a lot with older students, guys. Tell about a time you learned something that you thought would be too hard. Now here, you as the role model, you as the facilitator, you are guiding them. You give them an example of yourself. So you would say, like, something I thought would be too hard, but I succeeded. I was successful in doing it, was driving a car. Okay. So write down in the question box really fast, because I love this interaction. Write it down really fast. Tell me one thing that you thought would be really hard, that you tried, you made mistakes, you failed again, you failed better, and you were successful in the end. Being a mother, man, being a father too, I agree with you. Oh my goodness, it's flying by. To play guitar, cooking, learning to swim, reading poetry, doing patchwork, skiing, dancing, I'm dizzy, oh my goodness, learning to play the harp, quantum physics, downhill, I can't. Is it driving, teaching, grammar, the Greek language? Okay, muy δύσκολο. Hard, I can't. It's okay, guys. Wonderful, I love it. I can't keep up. Talking in public, swimming, speaking English, running a ship, learning Chinese, laughing at bad jokes, billiards, being a teacher, laughing, grammar, baking, Whew. Dancing, flash mob. Okay, great. Wow. Oh, I need a second to catch my breath. Guys, that was great. The German language, dictations, climbing mountains. Perfect. You got it. So what you do is here, when asking this question to your students, you find similarities with your students, but pay very close attention to what I'm going to tell you right now. This is going to help you a lot with this game. Do not ask your students to call out an answer or start picking on students to tell you an answer. Online teaching, yes. Because if you do that, this is what's going to happen. The first student's going to say, riding a bike. The second student's going to say, learning English. And then all the rest of the class is going to say, yeah, what he said, riding a bike. Yeah, learning English. Yeah, riding a bike. Yeah. They're not going to have to think of an answer. So have them write down their answer on a piece of paper. Who cares if they make a mistake? Okay, a spelling mistake. And then you want them to show their answer while they read it, because they're going to start copying each other. Okay, guys. Time for show and tell. Here we go, show and tell. All our students during online teaching, especially at the beginning, the first thing they did when the little light came on and they saw all their friends was, oh, hey guys, oh, look at my orange. Isn't it a beautiful orange? Look at my Barbie. Look at my dog. Look at my little brother. Right? They were showing a bunch of stuff, and you as the teacher, you were like, oh, that's so cute. Oh, yes, okay, put it away. Oh, yes, okay, give that to your mother. Okay, settle down now. Let's start to learn. And it's normal because in quarantine, our kids are going crazy because they're not being able to socialize one-on-one, in real life, right? Physically, to be together in the same classroom. And so they're excited and they want to show you stuff. They want to tell you about their environment that they're in. So in doing this, it's a great way to wrap up your week. So tell them you will do this on Thursdays and Fridays. Maybe an incentive for them to work hard. Never know. Give them 30 seconds to share what? Their pet, their sibling, or just to talk about something, to tell a story of what's going on in their lives, something they did. It's very important for them. How are we going to do this, Greg? We have so many students in our class. Preparation. Let's see. On Tuesday, you're going to pick 10 students and say, guys, on Friday, you guys are going to have show and tell. So be ready. Be prepared to talk about it. You're giving them time to prepare so that they're not shy or on the spot. Okay. The next week, you do it again, but it's not going to become routine every Friday. You pick another 10 kids, and on Monday, you say, okay, you 10 are going to have show and tell on Thursday. And then you switch it again for Friday. Okay, guys? Okay. Drawing, sketching. Kids love to draw. Some of them may have a problem with drawing, but that's why we give them these little helpful sketch boxes. And they have to create a bunny rabbit with these two sketches. Share your screen while they make their own bunny rabbits. Each student can take turns showing their drawing to class. If students have a problem with this, then give them another little sketch box to guide them. Extend this activity by assigning it as a writing activity. So what do we do here? Deanna just said, reverse the screen and show their work, reverse towards themselves. Is that right? Is that correct? If you can, to share the screen on the platforms. Very good idea. What we do here, though, is we are, excuse me, having the student take the drawing home and write a little paragraph on their picture. Now, if they're young kids, just 1 or 2 sentences, 3 sentences. If they're older, they have to write something a lot more in depth. Teenagers can draw. You don't show this to a teenager. Teenagers will have to draw a superhero. based on 3 sketches. Why not? But what's interesting here is that when a student starts to create a story about their creation, their story becomes more detailed than the picture. So you tell them, if you read your story, and in your story, the rabbit is in a forest with trees, with a friend, eating carrots under the sun, they may finish their writing piece, go back to their drawing, and add all of the description that's from the story into their creation, their drawing. Okay, this way it becomes more similar. Try it. It's been done before in classes that I've taught, and it's pretty cool. Okay. What is that? Would you rather? Would you rather? Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to play Would You Rather. Either 1, do this lesson, or 2, do this lesson. It's in your hands, guys, literally. What are we going to do today? You get to choose lesson number 1 or lesson number 2, but we don't know which is behind each lesson. So what we're doing here is students can vote what they would rather do. And they show up a number, or you go around and you ask them 1 or 2, 1 or 2. Majority wins. And we see that today we're going to do, drum roll please. Yes, lesson number 1. You see how I'm doing it? You see how I'm speaking, how I'm acting? That's how we do it. That's how we play games with our kids. It helps that I'm a father, yes, but I also did this before I had kids in New York as a teacher. All right, so thank you. But it's true, all right? Do not make the mistake and answer the following question, because your students are going to ask this question right away. If they choose number 1, they're going to say, what was number 2? Do not tell them what's number 2, because then you're opening up Pandora's box. Because they're going to say, oh, no, can we please do this, please, 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 and you're going to lose them. Okay. Would you rather? Are you asking me this question? Would I rather give people a piece of my heart or a piece of my mind? Why not just give them both? Okay, so here we go. Trivia pursuit. Awesome for teenagers. Starting your day off with an eye-opening, oh, excuse me, piece of trivia. The air conditioner kicked on and now I can't, excuse me. Yes. The answers can be voluntary. This is a great game to have the students pair up, okay, in teams, and to think of the answers together collaboratively. When they have the answer, they can raise their hand or write it on a piece of paper. In doing this game, you can use grammar, reading comprehension exercises that they had based on information that was given for certain topics in modules and from our books, etc. Okay, guys, so oh, that was a model question. Oh, I didn't understand that. I'm sorry. I thought you were asking me personally. Okay, that's a very good question. Role playing. This game helps students come out of their, let's say, come out of their comfort zone to break the shell that they're in. Thinking of some situations where students can feel themselves as real actors. In a restaurant, this is a topic in some of our course books. And in a restaurant, they can, some of your questions or comments are really great and they're flying by. I'm sorry, I would love to answer all of them. I just can't, because then I'll be here forever. But I will try to get to some of them at the end, okay? I do promise. I will answer some of your questions at the end. In a restaurant, students break up into many groups. Okay, you micromanage your class, and they can create a dialogue between the actors, between the people in the restaurant. So here you'll have a waiter, a waitress, 2 customers, the manager, the owner, the person seating you, the cashier. There's so many different roles they can play. and have them really play it up. You know, have them make it interesting. Okay, guys? It's fun. If you start it off the right way, it's pretty fun. Oh, what's this? 9 dots in the shape of a box. Oh, okay. Interesting. So what we do here is, there's no title to this game. You come up with the title on your own. The name of this game, unknown. It's up to you. Instructions for this game. Students copy these dots, or you can make photocopies if you're in school right now. They copy these dots, and they have to take their pencil and draw, these are the instructions, draw 4 straight lines connecting all 9 of these dots without lifting your pencil from the paper. Connect all 9 dots using only 4 straight lines without lifting your pencil. The hint that we give them is, think outside the box. Now, I probably lost you guys right now, because from now on till the end of the webinar, you're going to be trying to figure out this game. Do not use Google, don't cheat, but please do this after the webinar. I should put this at the end of the webinar, not right now. I'll give you a minute. Okay, let's move along. Okay. Discussions. Discussions. How can discussions be a game? Well, it's pretty cool for high school students, because they like to share their thoughts, their opinions, and discuss problems, issues that are going on. They can watch a documentary maybe. Give them a task to watch it beforehand and discuss it after. Netflix series, video clips, TikTok. Ooh, okay. Well-known historical persona, YouTube videos, scientists, just giving you a bunch of ideas. Maybe they could talk about apps, Fortnite, Minecraft, Roblox. That's the biggest thing right now, right? Just food for thought. Have them talk about things. Is it a game? Well, could be. Are they collaborating? Yes. Are they having fun? Maybe. Are they going to laugh? Could be. We'll see. TED Talks. Absolutely. That's a great idea. Riddles. Riddles and IQ tests. Here are a couple of easy ones for our students. For you, it's for my audience, it's very easy. I'm tall when I'm young, I'm short when I'm old. What am I? It could be a person, it could be a pencil, it could be a candle. How many months have 28 days? All of them, yes. What begins with T, finishes with T, and has T in it? They are playing Guess Who Am I? Very nice. A teapot, okay. You walk into a room, it's the winter, it's snowing, you're freezing cold, and this room contains a match, a kerosene lamp, a candle, and fireplace. What do you light first? What do you light first? Interesting. Some of you are writing different answers. In order to do anything first, you have to light the match in order to light the kerosene lamp, the candle, or the fireplace. What word, I did this with students with my daughter's class, they're 6th graders. It was hilarious. What word is spelled wrong in every dictionary? And you saw the kids go, what word is spelled wrong in every dictionary? Wait, but a dictionary, oh my God, a dictionary has a word that's spelled wrong. And I saw their faces, and they were like, "Wow, wait." And I hate to say this, my daughter was one of them, and I'm looking at her like, come on. And then she's like, the word wrong? And I'm like, yes. Okay, so for us, it's easy. But for our students, it might be a little bit more challenging. Superheroes. Oh man, you guys know that I love superheroes. And all of my presentations, most of my presentations, I talk about them at one point. Kids, they love superheroes. They really do. And if they don't, if you show them a picture like this, they're like, wow, all of these people are superheroes? I haven't seen some of these. And then we ask them, okay, so what superhero would you want to be out of all these superheroes? And then each student gets to choose which superhero they are. So then you go around the room and you say, okay, which superhero are you? So you have a mixture of answers. Some of them are the same, some are different. And then you say, okay, for superheroes to win against the villains, they have to work together, right? So we have the X-Men, we have the Avengers, we have the Justice League, right? Just to name a few easy ones that we can relate to. And we give the students an activity. We break them up into groups and we ask them to think of a name for their class of superheroes. You give them the examples. So we have the Justice League, we have the X-Men, we have the Avengers. Then they come back, or in class, they talk, and then we regroup. And each group has to vote on the name that they liked best. They say it to the class. We have 5 groups. They say it to the class. So we have 5 different names. Okay. Each name of the group of superheroes has a number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each student has to write on a piece of paper the name they like best by writing the number. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. You go around the room and have some students help you collect the paper. If you're online, they write it down and then you call on their name and they show it to everybody. You tally the votes and see which is going to be the name of your class of superheroes. That's the game. Okay. And you keep that name of superheroes for about a month. All right. Just thinking outside the box, making it a little bit fun. But before I finish, because I gave you quite a few, I want you to reflect on something. Do these games need any fancy technology? Do these games need anything that students probably wouldn't have? I don't think so. I think that we created a nice list of games that could meet the needs of all of our students. And I think that these games are quite fair because all of our students can play them. No student will be left out. I don't know. I'm just giving this as thought for you, food for thought for you as teachers. But I want us to reflect on something else about what we just experienced together, because I had fun with you guys just now for the past 45 minutes to an hour. In playing games, we trigger this quote unquote love for learning. I'm not saying that students don't love learning beforehand. I'm saying that throughout a lesson, throughout the week, we could give an extra dose of love and happiness in our learning experience. When kids first begin playing, it has to be fun, and that fun doesn't begin with them, it begins with us. If we don't have fun from the minute we open up our mouths and open up our eyes and get excited with our non-verbal body language, you can't expect them to be like, oh, wow, all right, let's get excited. Boys and girls, today we're going to do the name game. Name game is a game that we are going to look at categories. No, come on now. Okay, I'm exaggerating it, I know, but you get my point. They love it because it makes them laugh and they enjoy having that break. But in this break from the lesson, they're not having a break because they're learning. They don't realize it. They don't realize that they're reviewing stuff that they've already learned through the game. But what did I just say here? It makes them laugh. Laughter. Laughter. Let me ask you a question. Be honest with me. I don't mind if you didn't, but from the moment you logged on, from the moment you saw me, did you get a little, a little giggle, a little something from me in this 1 hour that we were together? Did you feel good? Did I make you laugh a little bit? Did I make you smile? I'm asking you. Come on, there's 200 of you on. I want to hear that. I want to hear it. I'm not saying all the time. At some point during this lesson, did the teacher get the students to feel good at some point? I love it. Excellent. Thank you. Stop. Breathe. And reflect. Thank you. Good. Try doing stand-up. We're teachers, man. If we don't have that gift of gab, we're like stand-up comedians sometimes with our students. It's good for the soul. And when you're learning something new, to laugh, it motivates us just a little bit more. That little bit more is all it takes to change a lesson. So when kids learn games, it breaks up the standardized learning experience, but yet lets the brain continue to work in a whole new way. All right, guys. It helps with critical thinking and problem solving. Prepare your game accordingly. It expands vocabulary. Everything we did today helps with vocabulary. And why did I put this here regarding games? Because the pillars of the English language are speaking and listening. It is the communicative approach in all of MM Publications' books that is the heart and soul of the language, because it is. Communication is the #1 soft skill, life skill that our students need. In doing that, to bridge this gap between speaking and listening, we have the macro skill of reading. And through games, what's happening is their vocabulary is being reinforced. Okay. Their understanding is changing. Their usage is changing. Therefore, when they start to speak, when they're speaking more comfortably, they have more to say because of the vocabulary that they're learning, to express more of what they're feeling, more of what they're thinking, right? So this in turn, through reading also, will help with the communicative approach. All right, guys. Michael Jordan, one of my top 10 role models in my life, said, just play, have fun, enjoy the game. Jollification, guys. For me, my opinion is education is my game. I enjoy educating. I enjoy consulting. I enjoy motivating, inspiring, influencing. Just play, just teach, and have fun with it. It's that simple. Don't make it complicated. All right. That's it. That's a wrap. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very, very much for your time, your patience, your understanding, your commitment, your dedication as educators in this world that we live in, because we need you guys more than ever before after this quarantine. We need you at the top of your game, man. All right. Keep learning, keep sharing with your colleagues and with your students. Keep inspiring yourselves and your students. On behalf of MM Publications, stay safe and thank you very much. All right. Thank you very, very much. your comments, they absolutely fill me up with positive energy, and I thank you for the chemistry that we shared together. All right, guys. Thank you. So look, I would stay on. I have to go rest my voice a little bit. I do apologize, but we'll be back together again, okay, at the end of the week with routines and habits. Very important. So call your friends, check the schedule, bring more of your friends in, because it's going to be a super duper important webinar. Not that they're all important, but this particular one is really important. All right, because the routines and habits of our students are changing because of quarantine and Rona 19, and we got to change them, their routines and habits. All right, guys. So take care. Much love. Online hug. Okay. And be safe. Bye.